back to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about things I wish I knew before I got pregnant. When you get pregnant, you don't really think about all the things that pregnancy entails. You just think about, OMG, I'm gonna have a baby, I'm gonna have a cute baby bump. But you know, anybody who's ever been pregnant knows that everything isn't all glitz and glam with pregnancy. So today I'm gonna share some things that I wish that I knew before I got pregnant. First trimester. The thing I wish I knew about the first trimester is about morning sickness. I didn't experience that much per se morning sickness. I pretty much had like all day sickness. Sometimes I would have morning sickness, sometimes it'd be in the afternoon, sometimes it'd be like around dinner time. Most of the sickness that I had came around like afternoon or like dinner time, where I would get like so nauseous and didn't want to eat anything, or even like certain smells would just make me want to barf. The other thing in the first trimester that I wish I knew was about this terrible taste I would have in my mouth. I would just like brush my teeth in the morning and I'd be fine, and then a couple hours later I would just get this terrible taste in my mouth. I probably brushed my teeth 4 to 5 times a day, like throughout my pregnancy, because my mouth just always tasted so gross. Like sometimes it would taste like metal, sometimes it would taste like just like trash, like it was just bad. And then the other thing in the first trimester that I wish I knew was about pregnancy brain. Y'all, I could not remember stuff for the life of me. Like if I didn't write it down in my phone or on a sticky note, you could forget it. Like I wasn't gonna remember that I had to do it. I wasn't gonna remember it, period. Like it was so bad. Moving on to the second trimester, the first thing I would say is having low iron. I already had like an iron issue before I got pregnant, but with me being pregnant and growing a life, he needed iron to grow, so he was pulling from my already low iron supply, which I didn't really realize at first. And I just noticed that I started eating a lot of ice. Like I became an ice muncher. Like any drink I had, like I would tear up the ice. If my husband finished his drink and he had ice in it, I would take the ice out of his cup. I would fill up my 32-ounce tumbler with a whole bunch of ice and like this much water, and then just eat, sit, munch on that ice like nonstop. So I just remember like going to one of my doctor's visits one time and like telling my doctor about it, because my mom suffers from low iron as well. And she was like, yeah, we're gonna start you on some iron pills. So I had to start taking like iron pills in my second trimester. The next thing in the second trimester that I wish I knew before I got pregnant was how much I would have to pee. I have to pee. Like people said, you know, when you're pregnant, like you have to pee all the time, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get it. But y'all, I was waking up like every hour, between 1 hour and 3 hours in the middle of the night to get up to go to the bathroom because I had to pee so much. So it was like I wasn't even getting a good night's rest because I had to go to the bathroom so much. It was so frustrating. The next thing that I wish I knew for the second trimester would be weight gain. I mean, of course, when you're pregnant, you're gonna gain weight. But I had excessive weight gain beginning in my second, like in the mid part of my second trimester. So much so that my pregnancy actually became high risk because of the amount of weight that I gained. So I didn't know about that. I didn't know that, you know, even weight gain in pregnancy, like there was such thing as gaining too much weight. I didn't really think about it like that. I just thought like, you know, you gain weight and when you get pregnant and like that's it. I didn't really think there was anything past it or any like health implications having to do with the healthiness of my pregnancy because of the weight that I was gaining. The next thing that I wish I knew in the second trimester was about the Group B strep test. If you don't know what the Group B strep test is, they are testing you to see if you have Group B strep, which is just like a bacteria in your area. So if you do have that certain type of bacteria, they give you some kind of medicine when you are going into labor so that that bacteria doesn't pass on to your child. So you need to know that ahead of time before you go into labor. So that's why they give you that test. The test is not the issue. It's how they test for it is the issue. Luckily enough for me, my doctor's office let me do the test on myself at the doctor. I've heard other people that have to have the doctor do it to them. So the test is they give you a Q-tip and you have to stick the Q-tip in your anus.
Oh, hell no.
Up enough so that, and you have to twist it so that you can get some booty juice. I don't even know any other word for it. On the Q-tip so that they can test it. So luckily enough, I was able to do it to myself, which made it a lot more comfortable. But I know some people who, you know, the doctor has to do it to them and, you know, it's just not all that great. The next thing that I wish I knew, second trimester, was about how sensitive I was gonna be. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not like a super emotional person. I don't cry. But in my pregnancy, I was super sensitive, super emotional. Like every little thing made me cry or made me sad, like, or super mad. Like it was so bad. Like I cried so much, y'all. It was insane. Like I don't think I've ever cried in my life as much as I cried when I was pregnant. I would cry over the stupidest things. Like, for example, I remember I wanted some chili so bad. And me and my husband went to Wendy's, and because I like their chili, don't judge me. And we're in line, I'm hyped, like, okay, I'm about to get my chili. He ordered the chili, and then they're like, we're out of chili. When has Wendy's ever been out of chili? In my whole 27 years of life, Chili's has never been out of chili. I mean, not Chili's. Wendy's has never been out of chili. So for them to be like they were out of chili, like my whole heart was broken. I literally started crying in the drive-thru line, y'all. And my husband like was like, do you want to go to another Chili's? Like, blah, blah, blah. I mean, why do I keep saying Chili's? Wendy's, do you want to go to another Wendy's? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. And I'm just crying. So I just ended up getting like chicken nuggets. And then I kept telling him like, no, we don't have to go to another Wendy's. Like, I'll just eat this, as I'm like crying all the way home. So he's just looking at me and he's like, we're going to another Wendy's. So we ended up going to another Wendy's and they had chili. So I had my chicken nuggets and french fries and my chili. So I was happy. But case in point, I didn't need to cry over that. Like, why was I crying? Like, it was so crazy. But yeah, sensitivity and being just like a water bag, I was not expecting that in pregnancy. So I wish I would have known that as well. The next thing would be me feeling tired all the time. In my first trimester, I wasn't really experiencing being like super tired all the time. But in my second trimester, it really like hit. Like, y'all, I would literally just like lay around all the time because I literally had no energy to do anything. And of course, people told me like, you know, they just kept saying, get your rest up while you can, rest up. It's okay to relax. You're growing a child. And I get the relaxing and I get the resting, but I didn't know that I would actually feel tired. Like I literally used to feel like I went and ran a whole 10-mile marathon, like tired from when I wake up in the morning, like tired. The last thing in the second trimester that I didn't expect that started to happen was vaginal discharge. I didn't know that I was gonna have vaginal discharge, and I didn't know that it was gonna be as much as it was. So I just was not expecting that, and nobody ever told me that, and that it was normal. So it was like something I had to call my mom, like, Mom, this is happening. Like, is this normal? Like, should I tell my doctor? And she was like, girl, yeah, it happens. Like, it's gonna keep happening, and you just gotta get used to. Go get you some panty liners and call it a day. So yeah, second trimester had a lot of things that I was not expecting. In my third trimester, I was hungry like all the time, y'all. Like, it started off in the second trimester, but it's like as soon as I hit that third trimester, like that 27, 28 week mark, like I was hungry all the time.
What are we about to eat at?
Like snacks, I would literally eat breakfast, have a snack, have another snack, then eat lunch, and then have another snack and another snack. And then dinner time comes and I eat dinner and snack, and then I go to sleep. God, I would wake up and I used to have snacks like on my bedside table for when I wake up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, so I can just like, oh, here's the granola bar. Let me just bite this before I go back to bed, because I would be so hungry. Like, I mean, me and baby had to eat. I was eating for two. So many times, like my mom and my mother-in-law were like, you could have twins in there. You could have twins in there. And I'm just like, I mean, the doctor said it's only one baby. But then, of course, you hear all these stories about how, you know, they do the ultrasounds and there's only one baby in there. But then come to find out after when you're time to give birth, there's like two babies in there. So that was like always in the back of my mind, because I was always hungry and always eating. The next thing that was like, that I wish I would have known was how heavy like it is to carry a baby. Like, the boy was heavy, y'all. Like, y'all know, well, y'all don't know, but when my son was born, he was 9 pounds and 3 ounces. And my stomach was so big. I'll pop a picture in so y'all could see. But my stomach was so big at the end of my pregnancy, like it was huge. So like carrying that around, my back used to hurt so bad. And my Nana was like, just you need something to support like the weight of your stomach. That's why your back is hurting. So she recommended that I get an ACE bandage and just like wrap it around the bottom of my stomach, just to help support the weight of my stomach. Total game changer. Like, I didn't have any more back pain. I literally wore that thing from sun up to sundown. Like, when I went to sleep, I took it off, but it was great. It was a total game changer, and it helped me out so much to be able to carry the weight of my belly, because it was just so much. The next thing that I wish that I knew for the third trimester would have to be about stretch marks. Of course, everybody thinks, you know, you get pregnant, you do all these things and you won't get stretch marks on your stomach. So most of your focus is on your stomach, because that is the part of your body that's growing the most. But my stomach, I didn't get any stretch marks on my stomach, but my entire stomach got dark, like black, like dark. Like, I'll show you, I'll insert a picture from my maternity shoot, and you'll see how like black my stomach got. And to this day, like my stomach is still dark. It's not as dark as it was when I was pregnant, but it's still dark. It's darker than the rest of my body. So that's something that I was not expecting, like at all. Like, I didn't even know that that could happen. And then I didn't expect to get stretch marks in other places. Like, I got stretch marks on my butt and on my thighs and on the back of my leg. But most of my focus when I was pregnant, I would constantly be putting like cocoa butter on my stomach, like in the morning, whenever I take a shower, get out the shower, and at night. Like 3 times a day I was putting this cocoa butter on my stomach, because I did not want stretch marks on my stomach at all. But and then of course I lotioned the rest of my body, but I wasn't focused on those other parts because I didn't realize that I would get stretch marks there. So that's something else that I just wish that I would have known and just paid more attention to. I'm using, I'll put in a picture and I'll write in the description box below of what I'm using right now to help get the color back on my stomach to match the rest of my body and get rid of the stretch marks on my butt and on my thighs and on the back of my legs. And it's really been helping. It's definitely fading the dark spots, so I'm super happy about that. The next thing that I wish I knew about the third trimester would be night sweats. I would sweat. I used to be so hot. I would sweat so much, and I would like wake up and like turn the AC down to like 72, 71. And my husband would be freezing. I would wake up and my t-shirt would be drenched in sweat, and he's over here like freezing. The next thing that I would say that happened right at the beginning of the 3rd trimester and carried on like throughout the rest of my pregnancy would be acid reflux. I didn't know why it was happening and what to do to stop it. I stopped eating like spicy food. That didn't make a difference. So I went back to eating my spicy food. But nothing like would make it stop. So I literally have to keep like Pepto-Bismol, I had the little chewable ones cause y'all ever just take Pepto-Bismol in liquid form? It's so gross. So these little chewable ones, like, it makes it easier. You just pop it in your mouth, chew it, and it's done. So I would keep those like by the nightstand so that in the middle of the night, cause that's when I would like get it the worst. I got acid reflux so bad. It was almost like every night throughout my 3rd trimester I would have it. And I heard that heartburn, like if you have heartburn while you're pregnant, that means your kid is gonna come out, you know, with a good amount of hair. So I had acid reflux, and y'all see how much hair Cyrus has. So I guess that was like an indication of that he was gonna have a lot of hair. The last thing that I would say about my 3rd trimester that I wish I would have known before getting pregnant was how gassy I would be. Y'all, I had so much gas. Like, it was to the point of embarrassment. Like, I was just like pooting. It was just like a lot. And my husband just be looking at me like, dang, like, it got to the point where I passed gas so much that I was like, at this point, I'm not gonna keep saying excuse me after every poop because this is like, it's so much. And then he would just look at me and smile because it's just like, you know, like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I have to pass gas. Sorry. But I was not expecting that either. So those are the things that I wish I knew about pregnancy before getting pregnant. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, like, comment below. Tell me about things that, you know, you experienced when you were pregnant, or your wife or spouse or whoever your partner experienced when they were pregnant that y'all didn't expect. Comment below and let me know, and share this video, and of course subscribe so you can be in the know whenever we post new videos. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.